Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the life you're living is not the life you dreamed of. You look in the mirror and see the same habits, the same doubts, the same fears staring back at you. You wonder, is this all I am capable of? Is this all I will ever be? The truth is, none of us are fixed. None of us are stuck forever. Every failure you've faced, every mistake you've made, every disappointment you've carried is not a verdict, it is a lesson. Life does not define you by where you have been. It defines you by what you choose to do next. The power to rebuild, to reinvent, to rise stronger than ever lies within you. And it begins not with a grand gesture, not with waiting for the perfect moment, but with one conscious decision, the decision to take control of your life, to reclaim your future, and to commit to becoming the person you were always meant to be. Today, we're going to talk about that journey. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now, the steps, the mindset, and the habits that allow you to rebuild yourself from the ground up, stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of rebuilding yourself. Before you can transform, improve, or reinvent your life, you must first understand where you are, who you are, and why you do what you do. It is easy to get lost in the noise of daily life, moving from one task to another, reacting to circumstances, and allowing habits and routines to dictate the trajectory of your life. Without a clear understanding of yourself, any attempt at rebuilding is like trying to construct a building without a foundation. It may look complete on the outside, but it will crumble under pressure. Self-awareness is about pausing, stepping back, and observing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with honesty and clarity. It is about looking in the mirror of your mind and seeing yourself not as you wish to be, not as others see you, but as you truly are. This process requires courage because being truly aware of yourself often means confronting uncomfortable truths. You may discover patterns of procrastination, self-doubt, fear, or negative thinking that have held you back for years. You may recognize the habits that drain your energy, the relationships that undermine your potential, and the attitudes that keep you stuck. Self-awareness is not about self-criticism, it is about self-recognition. It is about acknowledging both your strengths and weaknesses without judgment so that you can make informed decisions about where to focus your energy and effort. To develop self-awareness, you must first become an observer of your own life. This requires intentional reflection. Take time regularly to assess your actions, your choices, and your responses to events. Ask yourself why you reacted in a certain way, what triggered your emotions, and whether your behaviors align with your values and goals. Journaling is a powerful tool in this process because it forces you to articulate your thoughts and emotions, bringing clarity to patterns that may otherwise remain hidden. When you write down your experiences and feelings, you create a dialogue with yourself that can reveal insights that are often missed in the rush of everyday life. Another essential element of self-awareness is understanding your motivations and desires. What truly drives you? What are the principles and values that guide your decisions? Often we act based on what we think we should want or what society tells us is important, rather than what genuinely resonates with our inner selves. By identifying your true desires and motivations, you can make choices that are aligned with your authentic self, which is a critical step in rebuilding a life that is fulfilling and sustainable. Self-awareness also involves recognizing the impact you have on others. Our relationships, both personal and professional, are mirrors that reflect parts of ourselves we may not see. Observing how others respond to us, listening to feedback, and being open to constructive criticism can reveal blind spots that we might otherwise ignore. This external reflection, combined with internal reflection, provides a comprehensive understanding of who we are, how we operate, and where we need to grow. Without self-awareness, rebuilding yourself is largely guesswork. You may implement new habits or chase goals without understanding whether they are suitable for you, leading to frustration and eventual burnout. Self-awareness allows you to make intentional choices, to build new habits that resonate with your nature, and to set goals that are truly meaningful. It is the difference between wandering through life and deliberately crafting the life you want. Developing self-awareness is not a one-time event, it is a lifelong practice. Each experience, each challenge, and each relationship provides new opportunities to learn more about yourself. By cultivating self-awareness, you become empowered to recognize patterns that no longer serve you, to embrace your strengths, and to take control of the direction of your life. This awareness is the first step in the rebuilding process because it illuminates the areas that require change, growth, and development. Without it, any attempt at transformation is built on assumptions rather than understanding, making it vulnerable to failure. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which all other aspects of personal rebuilding are built. It equips you with the knowledge and insight necessary to let go of what holds you back, to create a vision for your future, and to take deliberate action toward becoming the best version of yourself. In essence, without self-awareness, the journey of rebuilding yourself cannot begin in earnest, because you must first know who you are before you can decide who you want to become. Letting go of the past is one of the most essential steps in the journey to rebuild yourself. Often we carry memories, failures, regrets, and mistakes like heavy luggage, dragging them through every moment of our lives. These experiences shape us, yes, but when we hold on to them too tightly, they become chains that prevent us from moving forward. The past is unchangeable. What has happened cannot be undone. Clinging to it, whether through guilt, anger, resentment, or sorrow, only limits the energy and focus we can devote to the present and future. To rebuild yourself, you must learn to release these burdens, not by denying them or pretending they never occurred, but by acknowledging them, understanding the lessons they offer, and consciously choosing to move beyond them. Many people mistakenly believe that holding on to past mistakes keeps them accountable, but in reality, it often keeps them trapped. True accountability does not mean punishing yourself endlessly. It means learning, adapting, and making wiser choices going forward. Letting go of the past is about reclaiming your power and redirecting it toward growth, progress, and positive change. One of the first steps in letting go is confronting the emotions tied to past experiences. Painful memories, disappointments, or moments of failure often come with strong emotional attachments. You may find yourself reliving them repeatedly, telling the same story in your mind over and over. This replay can distort your perspective, magnify regrets, and reinforce negative self-beliefs. Facing these emotions head-on is difficult but necessary. Allow yourself to feel the pain, the loss, the frustration, or the sadness fully, without judgment. Recognize that these feelings are part of being human, and that acknowledging them does not make you weak. It makes you self-aware. Once you have faced them, the next step is to detach your identity from the past. Often, people define themselves by what has happened to them, or by what they have done wrong. I am a failure because I made this mistake, or I am unworthy because of what happened, are thoughts that trap people in a cycle of self-limitation. Letting go means understanding that your past is a chapter in your story, not the entire story. Your identity is not dictated by past events. It is shaped by your choices in the present and your vision for the future. Forgiveness is another critical aspect of releasing the past. Holding on to resentment, whether toward yourself or others, acts like a constant drain on your energy and focus. Forgiveness does not mean condoning the actions that caused harm. It means freeing yourself from the emotional grip those actions have over you. When you forgive, you remove the weight of anger and bitterness that slows you down, allowing space for growth and opportunity. Equally important is forgiving yourself. Many people are their own harshest critics, replaying past failures and missed opportunities endlessly. Rebuilding yourself requires kindness and compassion toward your own humanity. Recognize that mistakes are not permanent markers of who you are, but lessons designed to guide you toward better choices. Letting go of the past also requires challenging the stories you tell yourself about it. Often, we create narratives that exaggerate failure or diminish our accomplishments. We may believe that one failure defines us or that a painful experience is an insurmountable obstacle. Rebuilding yourself involves rewriting these stories in a way that empowers rather than limits. See setbacks as lessons, hardships as opportunities for growth, and losses as chances to learn resilience. Every experience, no matter how painful, contains a kernel of wisdom. When you shift your perspective in this way, the past becomes a teacher rather than a prison. Another element is consciously choosing what memories and experiences you carry forward. Letting go does not mean erasing your history. It means selecting what serves your growth and discarding what hinders it. You may choose to remember lessons learned, moments of courage, or times of perseverance while releasing grudges, regrets, and self-limiting beliefs. This selective retention creates a mental environment where positive energy, motivation, and clarity can flourish. Finally, letting go of the past is about action in the present. Reflection alone is not enough. It must be accompanied by tangible steps that signal forward movement. Start making decisions and taking actions that reflect your commitment to your future, not your past. Break habits that tie you to old patterns. Engage in activities that reinforce your growth, and surround yourself with people and influences that encourage progress. Every step you take away from the past and toward the life you desire reinforces your ability to rebuild yourself. In this process, you reclaim your time, energy, and focus, allowing the future to be shaped not by what has happened, but by what you choose to create. Having a clear vision for the future is a fundamental step in the process of rebuilding yourself. Without a vision, you risk wandering aimlessly through life, reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them, and allowing external events to dictate your path. A vision is more than a goal or a wish. It is a vivid picture of who you want to become, what you want to achieve, and the life you want to live. It acts as a compass, guiding your decisions, actions, and priorities. When you have a clear vision, every choice you make is measured against that picture, and you begin to align your present behavior with the future you desire. This alignment transforms small, seemingly insignificant daily actions into powerful building blocks for your future. People who lack a vision often drift from one task to another, accumulating experiences but not meaningful progress, while those with a vision have a framework within which their actions gain purpose and momentum. The first step in creating a vision is imagination, the willingness to see beyond your current circumstances and limitations. You must allow yourself to dream, to think boldly, and to envision a life that excites and challenges you. Creating a vision requires introspection and clarity about your values, passions, and strengths. What do you care deeply about? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world or on those around you? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Your vision must be personal and authentic, rooted in what genuinely resonates with your inner self, rather than what others expect of you or what society defines as success. This authenticity ensures that your vision will sustain your motivation over time, even when obstacles arise or progress feels slow. Once you have identified the core elements of your vision, it must be articulated clearly. A vague or abstract idea of the future is not enough. You must define it with as much specificity as possible, describing not only what you want to achieve, but also the person you must become to achieve it. What skills must you develop? What habits must you adopt? What mindset shifts are necessary? The more detailed your vision, the more concrete it becomes in your mind, allowing it to guide your daily actions with precision. A vision for the future also requires emotional engagement. It is not enough to intellectually understand what you want. You must feel it, experience it mentally and emotionally as if it were already real. This emotional connection creates a magnetic pull that draws you toward your goals and sustains your motivation during difficult times. Visualization exercises, where you imagine yourself living the life you desire in vivid detail, are powerful tools for strengthening this connection. The more real you make your vision in your mind, the more real it becomes in your life. Emotional attachment turns abstract aspirations into a compelling force that drives consistent action. In addition to clarity and emotional engagement, a vision for the future requires flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will inevitably arise that may alter the path to your goals. Having a vision does not mean rigidly clinging to a fixed plan. It means holding firmly to the outcome you desire while remaining adaptable in the methods you use to achieve it. Obstacles are inevitable, but they are also opportunities to learn, adjust, and grow stronger. A well-defined vision provides stability and direction, even when external circumstances shift or become uncertain. Another critical aspect of vision is alignment with action. A vision alone is meaningless if it is not paired with deliberate and consistent effort. Every day, every decision, and every habit should be evaluated based on whether it moves you closer to the life you envision. This requires discipline, focus, and the ability to resist distractions that pull you away from your path. When your daily actions reflect your long-term vision, momentum builds and progress accelerates. Small, consistent steps compound into significant change over time, turning a distant dream into a lived reality. Furthermore, a vision for the future must be inspiring. It should excite you, challenge you, and compel you to stretch beyond your current limitations. If your vision feels safe, comfortable, or uninspiring, it will not provide the motivation needed to overcome the inevitable setbacks and obstacles. Your vision must push you to become a better version of yourself, to expand your skills, your mindset, and your capacity for resilience. The pursuit of this vision transforms the process of rebuilding into a journey of growth, discovery, and self-mastery, rather than a mere effort to escape the past or survive the present. Finally, sharing your vision with others can amplify its power. When you articulate your vision to mentors, peers, or loved ones, it creates accountability and support. Others can provide guidance, encouragement, and perspective, helping you refine your vision and maintain focus. However, the ultimate responsibility for turning vision into reality rests with you. Your vision becomes a roadmap for your life, a source of clarity in moments of uncertainty, and a driving force behind the deliberate choices that shape your identity and destiny. A compelling vision transforms dreams into actionable objectives, weaknesses into opportunities for growth, and potential into achievement. It is the light that illuminates the path forward, ensuring that every step you take is a step toward becoming the person you aspire to be. Small daily actions are the invisible but powerful forces that shape the trajectory of your life. While it is easy to be captivated by big ideas, grand plans, or sudden breakthroughs, the reality is that transformation is rarely the result of a single dramatic event. More often, it is the product of consistent, deliberate actions taken day after day, no matter how small they may seem in the moment. Each choice you make, each habit you form, and each effort you invest compounds over time, producing results far greater than what could be achieved in a single leap. Rebuilding yourself is not about overnight success or miraculous change. It is about commitment to incremental improvement. This principle applies in every area of life: personal growth, career, health, relationships, and mindset. Small daily actions create momentum, and momentum is what allows you to overcome inertia, face challenges, and continue moving forward even when the path seems difficult. The power of small daily actions lies in their cumulative effect. Just as drops of water eventually carve canyons in solid rock, consistent efforts shape character, habits, and outcomes over time. A single day of reading, exercising, practicing a skill, or reflecting may seem insignificant, but repeated over weeks, months, and years, these actions become the foundation of extraordinary achievement. The key is consistency. It is far better to perform a small, manageable action every day than to attempt a massive effort sporadically. Inconsistent bursts of effort may produce temporary results, but they rarely lead to lasting transformation. Consistency is what allows habits to solidify, knowledge to accumulate, and confidence to grow. When you commit to small daily actions, you are investing in yourself in a way that compounds silently, often without immediate recognition, yet inevitably produces results that can transform your life. Equally important is the principle of deliberate action. Small daily actions are most effective when they are purposeful and aligned with your broader vision. Random activities, even if done consistently, rarely lead to meaningful progress. Each action should serve a specific purpose in rebuilding your skills, mindset, or circumstances. This requires clarity about what you want to achieve and an understanding of which habits or actions contribute to that outcome. For example, if you want to improve your health, a small daily action could be a 20-minute walk or choosing a healthy meal. If your goal is personal growth, reading a few pages of a book, journaling, or practicing reflection each day builds knowledge and awareness over time. Even actions as seemingly insignificant as setting priorities for the day, sending a thoughtful message, or reviewing progress toward a goal contribute to the architecture of your future. Small daily actions also foster discipline, one of the most critical qualities for rebuilding yourself. Discipline is not about strict control or punishment. It is about training yourself to act consistently in alignment with your values and goals, even when motivation wanes. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes depending on circumstances, emotions, or energy levels. Discipline, however, is built through repeated small actions. Each time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, no matter how minor, you strengthen your ability to act intentionally in the future. Over time, this builds a sense of personal integrity and self-trust, which are essential for lasting transformation. Another aspect of small daily actions is the reinforcement of identity. Actions shape beliefs and beliefs shape identity. When you consistently act in alignment with the person you want to become, your identity gradually shifts to match your actions. For instance, if you consistently practice honesty, integrity, and kindness in small ways each day, you reinforce the belief that you are an honest and compassionate person. If you consistently work on your skills, face challenges, and persist through discomfort, you reinforce the belief that you are capable and resilient. This alignment between action and identity is critical because it creates a feedback loop that makes further growth easier and more natural over time. Small daily actions also make progress tangible and measurable. Large goals can feel overwhelming or distant, which often leads to procrastination or discouragement. By breaking the goal into daily steps, you create a sense of achievement and momentum that motivates continued effort. Even on days when results seem minimal, the knowledge that you are taking intentional steps toward your vision provides confidence and reduces the temptation to abandon your efforts. Each completed action becomes a building block in the structure of your future, and over time, these blocks accumulate into remarkable transformation. Finally, small daily actions teach patience, persistence, and the value of time. Rebuilding yourself is not a race. It is a lifelong process of growth, refinement, and self-improvement. Impatience leads to frustration and shortcuts, while a commitment to steady, consistent action cultivates resilience and long-term success. By embracing small daily actions, you harness the power of compounding in the realm of human effort, turning ordinary days into extraordinary outcomes. These actions, repeated with intention and discipline, form the invisible architecture of a rebuilt life, shaping not only what you achieve, but who you become. Resilience through adversity is one of the most essential qualities you can develop when rebuilding yourself. Life will inevitably present challenges, setbacks, and moments of struggle, and your ability to navigate these difficulties determines whether you emerge stronger or remain stuck. Resilience is not simply enduring hardship. It is the capacity to face obstacles with courage, adapt to changing circumstances, and continue moving forward despite difficulties. Adversity is not a sign of failure or a punishment. It is a natural part of life, and often the most effective teacher. When you encounter difficulties, you are given an opportunity to grow, to develop strength, and to refine your character. Without challenges, it is easy to remain stagnant, unaware of your true potential. Resilience allows you to see setbacks not as dead ends, but as temporary obstacles that can be overcome with effort, strategy, and patience. Developing resilience begins with mindset. Those who are resilient view adversity through a lens of opportunity rather than defeat. They recognize that while they may not control external events, they can control their response to them. The difference between someone who crumbles under pressure and someone who emerges stronger often lies in perspective. A resilient person asks, "What can I learn from this?" rather than, "Why is this happening to me?" They focus on solutions instead of dwelling on problems. This shift in perspective transforms adversity from a source of despair into a source of insight, allowing growth to emerge from struggle. Life does not become easier because of resilience. Rather, the resilient person becomes capable of handling difficulty with composure, creativity, and determination. Another critical aspect of resilience is emotional regulation. Adversity often triggers fear, anger, frustration, or self-doubt, and without control over these emotions, it is easy to react impulsively or give up. Resilient individuals develop the ability to acknowledge their emotions without being overwhelmed by them. They allow themselves to feel the pain, disappointment, or anxiety that comes with difficult situations, but they do not let those emotions dictate their actions. This emotional balance creates clarity and enables thoughtful decision, making even in high-pressure circumstances. Practicing mindfulness, reflection, and self-awareness strengthens this ability over time, allowing you to respond with intention rather than reaction. Resilience also involves perseverance. Rebuilding yourself is rarely a smooth journey. It is filled with obstacles, mistakes, and setbacks. Those who succeed are the ones who continue to move forward despite these difficulties. They recognize that failure is not final, and that persistence is the bridge between where they are and where they want to be. Each setback becomes a test of commitment, and each act of perseverance strengthens confidence and self-belief. Resilience is built one choice at a time, one moment of endurance after another, until the capacity to overcome challenges becomes a habitual part of your character. Support systems also play a vital role in resilience. While resilience is an internal quality, it is strengthened by relationships, mentorship, and community. Surrounding yourself with people who encourage, challenge, and support you provides perspective and motivation during difficult times. Sharing struggles with others can lighten the burden and provide insights or solutions that you may not have seen on your own. However, the ultimate responsibility for resilience rests within you. You cannot control the presence or absence of external support, but you can control your attitude, effort, and determination to rise above challenges. Resilience is also strengthened by preparation and adaptability. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned, and those who are flexible in the face of change navigate adversity more effectively. Being adaptable means recognizing that strategies may need adjustment, goals may need reevaluation, and setbacks may require creative solutions. Resilient individuals are not rigid. They adjust, learn, and persist without losing sight of their ultimate vision. Preparation also includes building mental, emotional, and physical strength before adversity strikes, creating a foundation that allows challenges to be met with greater stability. Another element of resilience is learning from adversity rather than resisting it. Every challenge contains lessons that can enhance wisdom, emotional intelligence, and decision-making. Reflecting on difficult experiences and identifying what they taught you transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Instead of viewing hardship as purely negative, you begin to recognize its value as a catalyst for growth. This approach fosters confidence, as each trial survived proves your capacity to handle future difficulties, reinforcing a positive cycle of strength and courage. Ultimately, resilience through adversity is a combination of mindset, emotional control, perseverance, adaptability, and reflection. It is a skill that can be cultivated, strengthened, and refined over time. Those who embrace challenges as opportunities rather than threats learn that adversity is not something to fear, but something to harness. It molds character, tests commitment, and reveals the depth of inner strength that lies within you. Rebuilding yourself requires the courage to face discomfort, the determination to keep moving forward, and the wisdom to extract lessons from every struggle. Through resilience, difficulties cease to be obstacles that break you and instead become experiences that shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. Continuous learning and growth are essential components in the journey to rebuild yourself. Life is constantly evolving, and the person you are today is not the person you will need to be tomorrow. The world around you changes, opportunities arise, and challenges emerge, and your ability to adapt and thrive depends largely on your willingness to keep learning and improving. Growth is not a one-time achievement. It is a lifelong commitment to becoming a better version of yourself, expanding your knowledge, refining your skills, and deepening your understanding of the world and yourself. When you embrace continuous learning, every experience, success, and failure becomes an opportunity to gain insight, develop resilience, and increase your capacity to achieve your goals. Without a commitment to growth, it is easy to become stagnant, trapped in routines and patterns that no longer serve you, unable to adapt to new circumstances, and ultimately limited in your potential. The first aspect of continuous learning is cultivating curiosity. Curiosity drives exploration, opens your mind to new ideas, and encourages you to question assumptions. It allows you to look beyond what is familiar and comfortable, seeking knowledge that broadens your perspective and enriches your understanding. Curiosity challenges you to ask why and how, instead of accepting life passively. This mindset fosters creativity and innovation, enabling you to discover solutions to problems that may have seemed insurmountable before. Curiosity also keeps your mind active and engaged, encouraging you to pursue growth even in areas outside your immediate goals. When you approach life with curiosity, learning becomes not a task or obligation, but an exciting process of discovery and self-improvement. Equally important is the practice of self-reflection, which allows you to learn from your experiences. Every success, failure, mistake, and challenge carries valuable lessons, but these lessons can only be extracted through careful examination and honest evaluation. Reflection involves asking yourself difficult questions. What worked well? What could I have done differently? What patterns do I see in my choices and behaviors? By examining your actions and their outcomes, you gain clarity about your strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. This ongoing self-assessment is a critical component of growth as it transforms experience into actionable knowledge that guides future decisions and behaviors. Another vital element of continuous learning is seeking knowledge from diverse sources. Growth is accelerated when you expose yourself to ideas, skills, and perspectives beyond your current expertise or comfort zone. Reading books, attending seminars, engaging with mentors, listening to podcasts, and learning from people with different experiences enrich your understanding and provide new tools for problem solving and decision making. The more varied your sources of learning, the more flexible and adaptable you become. Exposure to diverse ideas challenges your assumptions, encourages critical thinking, and helps you develop a more nuanced view of the world. Continuous learning is not passive. It requires intentional effort and a willingness to seek out and engage with information actively. Skill development is another key aspect of growth. Knowledge alone is insufficient if it is not applied. Building practical skills, whether technical, social, or emotional, empowers you to take action and achieve meaningful results. Developing new competencies increases your confidence, expands your opportunities, and equips you to handle challenges with greater effectiveness. Growth is therefore both intellectual and practical, integrating knowledge with action. When you consistently refine your skills, you strengthen your ability to navigate life's complexities and create positive outcomes. Adaptability is closely linked to continuous learning. In a world that is constantly changing, clinging to outdated methods, beliefs, or routines can hinder progress. Growth requires flexibility, the willingness to adjust your approach when new information or circumstances arise, and the humility to recognize that what worked yesterday may not work today. Adaptable learners are able to pivot without losing momentum, turning potential setbacks into opportunities for experimentation and improvement. This mindset prevents stagnation and ensures that you remain prepared to thrive under changing conditions. Equally important is the integration of learning into daily habits. Continuous growth is not only about occasional bursts of education or skill building. It is about creating routines and practices that foster improvement consistently. Daily reading, reflection, journaling, practice, and engagement with mentors or peers ensure that learning is an ongoing process rather than a sporadic effort. Small, consistent actions compound over time, building a foundation of knowledge, skills, and insight that supports long-term transformation. Finally, continuous learning and growth cultivate resilience and self-confidence. As you acquire knowledge, refine skills, and expand your understanding, you become better equipped to handle challenges, make informed decisions, and pursue ambitious goals. Growth empowers you to take ownership of your life, embrace opportunities, and respond to difficulties with resourcefulness and determination. It transforms obstacles into lessons and setbacks into stepping stones, creating a mindset oriented toward improvement rather than limitation. The commitment to lifelong learning ensures that rebuilding yourself is not a temporary project, but an ongoing journey, allowing you to evolve continuously, rise above mediocrity, and move steadily toward the person you aspire to become. As we come to the close of this journey together today, remember this: rebuilding yourself is not a one-time event. It is a commitment, a practice, and a promise to honor the person you were meant to become. You have the power to let go of the past, to embrace your vision, to take small but meaningful actions every day, and to rise stronger through every challenge. Each step you take, no matter how small, is building the life you deserve. Continuous learning and growth ensure that you never stop evolving, that you never settle for less than your potential. The choice is yours. You can remain where you are, or you can take charge, make the decision, and begin the deliberate, powerful process of rebuilding yourself from the inside out. Believe in your ability to transform. Trust the process, embrace the challenges, and commit to the daily actions that lead to extraordinary change. Your future is not written, it is created by what you do today. Step forward with courage, with clarity, and with determination, and you will discover a strength within you that you may have never known existed. Good luck on this journey. Take it one step at a time, stay true to your vision, and never underestimate the power of your own resilience. Thank you for sharing your time, your focus, and your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Your story is just beginning, and it will be remarkable.